Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy wrapped up his European tour in Brussels with a plea to Western allies: provide his country with more weapons to defeat Russia.
Of course, we need it this year. And this year, Charles, when I say this year, I mean this year. I mean, there's 2023.
2023. How can you not like that guy? All right, joining me this morning, this is another guy I like a lot, former Assistant Vice Chief of Staff in the U.S. Air Force, Lieutenant General Richard Newton. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for giving us your time. You know, I love those moments of brevity in such a scary time for Ukraine's president. It's good to see him be able to smile. But this is scary stuff we're dealing with. The Kremlin is now warning that the line between direct and indirect Western involvement in the war is being muddied. How do you interpret that?
Well, good morning, Marni, and it's always good to be with you. First off, President Zelenskyy is a remarkable leader, and he has certainly stepped up to the plate in extraordinary times here in the 21st century. The lines are beginning to blur now in terms of we're almost 1 year into the conflict since Russia invaded Ukraine. Again, you can recall we were on air on the 24th of February. And here we are with Russia still on the defensive, still on their heels a bit, and Ukraine now planning to, for counteroffensive actions. And so what we have is we have President Zelenskyy going to key European capitals, namely London and Paris and now Brussels and so forth, and making a case, a solid case for continuing to provide weaponry, but also a case for unity as well. But those lines that are blurring now could be significant in 2023, which I believe is going to be a culminating period of time for not only the conflict with the war in the battlefield, but also in the diplomatic channels as well. And so this is a key period for not only President Zelenskyy, but also for the United States, but certainly for NATO and a very unified Europe right now.
And he was really specific in a number of his speeches, especially the one he gave in London. I need wings, I need F-16s, I need long-range missiles. The U.S. is not providing that. They're sending a lot. Should the United States send the weapons that he is so specifically requesting?
Well, he is he's a wartime political leader, and I don't know any combatant commander, and I would even use my own experience, is not wanting more capability in the immediate hands of my forces. And so he's asking for, recall the high mobility artillery rocket system from the United States, the HIMARS, which is a very precise capability for putting what we call fires on target in a very precise manner. He's asked for tanks, and so we're following up with tanks as well. Now he's asking for aircraft, and I certainly support that. It could be U.S. providing F-16s. It could be the British providing some of their inventory of aircraft and others. But that is, however, the other side of my mouth, I would tell you, is that's going to take a long time to get Ukrainian pilots, qualified and certainly ready to go into combat, not only with the pilots, but also with the maintenance of the aircraft as well. But still, I think it would be crucial for us to begin now seriously contemplating providing an inventory of F-16 aircraft and European nations to follow up with air power, which I think would be critical in this upcoming period of warfare, which I see as either a Russian offensive or a counteroffensive by the Ukrainians to not necessarily just try to neutralize Russia, but to really prevail in this conflict.
One thing that caught our attention, General, the Washington Post reporting that Ukrainian officials require coordinates from the U.S. and its allies for the majority of strikes that they're making using some of the U.S.-provided rocket systems. This reveals that the Pentagon is more involved than some may have anticipated. Does this surprise you?
Well, I'm not going to shed any direct light on the Washington Post reporting, and because I don't, frankly, have any direct insights into what the Washington Post, as you clearly stated, purports. But again, intelligence is absolutely key on the battlefield. And the United States and our NATO allies have been providing key bits of intelligence throughout the conflict to Ukraine in order to allow President Zelenskyy and his military leaders to defend the nation. The fact that Ukraine, however, is clearly engaging Russian targets, and as I said, putting fires on those targets, trying to destroy those targets, does require key bits of intelligence and targeting and coordination and so forth. So I'm sure that, there will be need for us to continue to provide a variety of intelligence capabilities as the conflict ensues in 2023. Again, as what I believe is going to happen here soon with either weeks or months, another offensive action by the Russians and a counteroffensive by the Ukrainians.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.